HGTV convinced everybody that they need quartz countertops and a demo day before selling or leasing their property. And we're going to talk a little bit more about over-renovating your house, whether you're listing it or leasing it, and what does that look like? Some myths that we need to bust this episode.
Mythbusters.
The Mythbusters. When we get into the selling side, over-improving is probably the worst thing you can do if you want to sell a house. And I can't tell you how many sellers just did their dream renovation and they're going to live there forever. And then a year later, life changed, right? They got a job relocation, a grandbaby in another state, something happened, lost their job, and they have to move. And now we're trying to recoup that ROI of their investment. And it just doesn't.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. On the leasing side, talk about like temporary fixes instead of really fixing something on the lease side. Does that bite them more?
It's not good either.
It's not good because it's quality of life, right? When someone's living there, you don't want a disgruntled tenant with constantly having things breaking down and just cheaping out the repairs.
If you got a nice house, it's in good condition, they're going to take care of it, typically.
Yes.
I mean, you got your bad apples every once in a while, but most of the time they're going to take care of it.
When do you see over-renovating in a lease?
The biggest thing that we tell our owners is, remember, it's a rental. You're not coming back. This is an investment property. Don't overdo it.
Yes.
If there's a hole in the wall, yes, we need to fix the hole in the wall. But if it's whether you got
safety items too.
Yeah, you have, by law, we have to do that.
Yes.
But whether it's a wood countertop versus a granite countertop, the price between those is huge.
Yes.
So you want to price it accordingly. What can you afford? But also don't overkill.
Right, especially if you're making a decision like my air conditioning unit is from 1977.
We had an air condition go out last month. 31-year-old air conditioner.
Oof.
And the owner didn't want to fix it. He just wanted to replace the
parts?
Some of the components.
They don't even exist, do they?
But if you want to pay for them. So you got houses where the investors, they need to be looking at when they buy a house, look at the plumbing.
Yep.
That's the number one thing that goes out when a house has been on the market for 2 years or 3 years and nobody's been there living in it.
Right.
You got that, and you got the HVAC, and then the roof.
Yep.
So our investors, we make sure they're looking at all those when they're doing their inspections before they buy the house.
Yes, which is a great thing to bring up. Like they can talk to you before they purchase the house.
With a lot of our investors, they'll fire me an email and say, these are 2 houses we're looking at,
right.
And we'll do a market comps on it, get them a good ROI number to work with as far as rent we can get them, and then they'll weigh that with what kind of renovations they think they'll do, and I'll go walk the property with them if they want me to come and give them my
2 cents?
Wisdom.
Your 2 cents about that?
We'll talk through that.
I feel like so many people don't know that that's an option.
They don't, but I always offer it.
Yeah, because it makes everybody's life easier. You don't want to get a lemon of a house that is just going to be a pain. Right. It's a win-win for everybody to get everybody up front. Okay, so improvements for sure. This is one of my favorites. That trendy does not always mean timeless.
No.
We don't want trendy things. We want timeless things. What has lasted over the decades for features? You
got a property that we looked at as a rental also, where they had a climbing wall.
Yes.
It's kind of like,
why? We asked them to take that down.
Why do you want to do that?
We asked them to take it down. They did not want to take it down. It was for the kids, and it ended up, the new buyer ends up loving it. It worked out great for them. But yes, you want to take out.
You narrow your scope.
You do narrow your scope of buyers.
Your tenant pool or buyer pool.
100%. Right now, like the different plumbing features of like whether it's brass or black or steel, everybody wants to go switch all the fixtures to those colors. And sometimes it's too trendy versus as much as you don't love it, but stainless steel, or it's what, stainless brush
The
nickel.
brush nickel.
Brush nickel's been around forever.
The older houses that we pick up, a lot of them have the gold, old 70s
The brass,
brass. And typically we switch over to the stainless brass hardware. Get rid of the gold and everything because it's dating. The brass hardware, it dates it. The popcorn ceilings, we recommend getting rid of those. Those type of things. I
can't tell you how much I hate a popcorn ceiling.
Oh,
it's the number one dating thing of your house, aside from cast iron. But they can't see the cast iron plumbing. They find that out later and it dates the house. And I can't stand... I bet all my painters agree, but like they'll do these beautiful paint updates. They'll do baseboards, doors, everything, and they won't touch the popcorn because it's messy. Well, every renovation's messy. You're just going to have to get through it. It's going to cost you thousands of dollars not to do it because the next person anticipates they're going to have to spend the money anyways.
Right.
And they're just gross.
Right.
There's dust in them. They're gross. Popcorn ceilings are the worst feature of any house. I can't stand them.
I concur.
Recently went through a house that had popcorn not only on the ceilings but also on the walls.
Oh, really?
It was a 70s time capsule, and that was apparently the upgrade because it was soundproofing for the walls. Oh, that was my nightmare.
Well, what's bad is if you get a water issue and you can't just go re-popcorn and make it look the same.
Nope.
So you got a spot that you can definitely tell something happened.
Exactly.
And you can't just cover it up with paint.
Nope, you definitely can't because you can never match it ever.
So that raises that could be a flag.
And you might have solved the problem, but now you have to constantly have to answer that question over and over again. Right. Tile trends. Ooh, bold tile. Anything that's a permanent thing in the house, you should always pick a timeless look to it because it's harder to fix. If it's not permanent, like paint's easy to change. But if you're tiling in a certain crazy tile, it's not easy to replace that or change that out.
Just because you like it doesn't mean somebody else does.
Yes. So I would say your permanent things. Now, you've got pillows and throws, like in my world, like staging and those things, you can easily swap them out. But maybe consider the things that are trendy. Even like when you're building new construction, we come across with even just like the banisters they pick for stairwells. Like you're not going to replace those again anytime soon. So you should pick something that's more timeless and not trendy when you're doing new construction. So those are the things we talk about when we go to design consults with our clients and we walk them through and go, okay, you may really love it, but where's the resale in this?
Right.
Where's the resale?
Now for us, one of the big things is carpet. So with carpet, you tend to replace it like every 5 to 7 years.
Right.
And I recommend always, let's do a laminate flooring. They can always throw a carpet on top, a throw rug.
Do a rug, yeah.
But do the laminate flooring because one, you don't have to clean it over and over.
Yes.
It's good to go. And any kind of spills, stains, or anything, you can wipe them up.
Right.
You don't have to worry about there's no damage there. So
if you had to replace it, you can replace that section if you still have extra too for some reason.
We always buy extra.
Yes, you should always buy extra of LVP. We just replaced all our floors with LVP from our nasty tile, and it's just night and day of a house.
Oh, yeah.
It's bizarre. And we almost put tile back down, and then I had to remind myself the next person's not going to want tile either. You just put LVP down and they let them do.
It's almost as cheap as carpet now.
LVP?
I mean, there's not much difference in price.
Carpet's gotten expensive.
Yep.
It's crazy how expensive it's gotten. I still love carpet in upstairs rooms because of the sound dampening you get from that. But that's
a lot of people like them in bedrooms.
Yeah, bedrooms and upstairs rooms. But main common areas, don't. No one wants it in their living room anymore these days.
Right.
Okay, so then talking about looks over durability for landlord option. So white grout, trendy fixtures, delicate flooring. Like you really want to put in durable things when you're leasing a property because the wear and tear, like there's so much more wear and tear. And I would even say even outside too. Do you ever have landlords that want to like skip the landscaping and then like you think sod, like if it's muddy back there, you want to put new sod in the back.
Usually we try to fill the holes with the grass. With us, we get a lot of the HOA. We have to play games with the HOA.
Right.
At least it's good that if the tenant's not taking care of the yard or they don't put their trash cans up or those kind of things, but they're not going to let weeds the HOA frowns on that.
Yes.
And we get probably 4 or 5 HOA violations a week that we're dealing with.
Golly.
And
you hear that? If you are your own landlord,
but you're getting it taken care of, which is good.
Right.
They're trying to keep the price of the neighborhood in line.
And then even like fences too, like you want to make sure if you're putting up a decent fence.
We did that this week or last week. We had to restain a fence because it was weathered.
Falling apart, all weathered. Yes. How often? I mean, you probably have to stain a fence probably every other year or every 3 years, depending on what kind of stain you do. So that's a thing. I think that's an expense most people. That's one of our make ready. Like if it needs to be stained,
and you just leave it just raw board,
going
everything's to warp and it's going to fall off and break.
And then you're going to spend $15,000 on a fence instead of $1,500 on staging it or staining it. When life hits hard, late payments, medical bills, job loss, or even the need to move quickly, many homeowners feel trapped. The fastest way out seems to be selling to a cash investor. But that means giving your home away for pennies on the dollar. You don't have to do that. Nearly half of homeowners today are equity rich, and that value belongs to you. With our One Move program, you can unlock that equity immediately, get cash in hand now, and still share in the upside when your home resells. Or, if you'd rather, we'll shop your property to multiple cash buyers so you can choose the best offer instead of settling for one low bid. Go to DunnDealOffers.com and discover the smarter way to get cash fast without losing the equity you've worked so hard to build.
What does Real Property Management do for you? Advertising, marketing, prepping, inspecting, showing and screening, reviewing, accepting, selecting and signing, briefing and moving, maintaining, inspecting, enforcing, responding, pricing and saving, communicating, emailing and calling and faxing and stating, coordinating, scheduling, unlocking, fixing, accounting, reporting, funding, filing, and nixing, complying, renewing or moving, collecting, evicting, assessing, rekeying, and ever repeating. And meanwhile, we're training and ever refining, always running to keep vacancies ever declining. Because Real Property Management means oh so much more than cashing a rent check. Oh no, so much more. The discount shops say they can do all this too, without staff, systems, resources. How can that be true? Tens of thousands of investors nationwide know when they need real management, just where to go. We're proven and trusted winter, spring, summer, fall, from major catastrophes down to the small. So if you own rentals, grab the phone and make a call. Real Property Management. We handle it all.
ROI, I think a lot of times we don't consider return on investment for what they put in, or they want more ROI than they're supposed to get. HGTV just like tells you whatever you do, you're going to get 5 times your ROI just magically.
If you can find that person to buy it.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. Most of the time they're not. The paint is really important, I think. And so many people don't want to paint their houses, especially if they're colorful people and we tell them to make all the walls white. They hate it.
We try to up front use neutral colors.
Yes.
We always have the clause in the lease that they can change the paint if they want.
Yeah.
They paint it themselves, but they got to bring it back to the
what it was
condition.
Before. Yes. Paint can change a house so quickly. It can brighten it up. It can darken it. It can put off people. It could encourage people. Like paint's a really important thing.
One of the big things our tenants, we have pretty good arguments on move-outs is, well, I spot painted.
Oh.
Well,
and then you see all the
spots.
spots.
You got a spot the size of a baseball or
yes.
a basketball. And I mean, it's just
yes.
blaring at you.
You got to paint the whole wall.
You got to do the whole wall.
Yep. Side to side.
Or corner to corner.
Yeah.
But people don't like that. But it is what it is.
Because paint just doesn't match. The sheen's never quite the same. The color's never quite the same. But if you paint the entire wall, you don't notice it as much
even
as you
if
would.
It's out of the same lot, because that wall's been exposed to sunlight for 5 years.
Yes.
And now you're painting it with the same can of paint.
Correct.
It's not
and you don't
match.
stir it up nearly as good as the paint company did when you got it the first time.
Yep.
It's probably shaken up a little bit better. Lighting's really important. We've talked about that in the past. I like to use 4,000 kilowatt or kelvins, 4,000 Kelvin for my light bulbs. Like that's how specific we are with staging a house. 4,000 Kelvin, 5,000 in the bathrooms. Most houses are 2,300. So it's really warm light. We want like a cool daylight light. And then we want the lumens to be higher too. So it's actually bright, which is a fun fact.
Brighter the better.
Brighter the better. Fun fact, a lot of people want to do Edison bulbs and have the cute, pretty clear Edison bulbs. And they get the dimmest, like warmest Edison bulb possible. And they don't realize you can get a bright white Edison bulb. And I have those in stock in my storage so that when we show up to the house, it's got a really nice feature for, you don't want to see an ugly LED bulb in there. We swap them out all the time so the pictures are better. But lighting is huge. Floorings are probably your next.
Expensive too.
Lighting can be expensive. Yes. And like, you don't really want to change out every single fixture in the house, but if it's dated, it's worth doing, I think.
Especially bathrooms.
Yes.
Over the sinks.
The vanities.
Vanities.
Well, and if your ceiling fans are doing this,
Yep.
they're drooping.
Yep.
Those need to be replaced. Like, they're probably not balanced anymore. They're probably covered in dust. There's probably no more remote for them anywhere to turn it on and off. So yeah, update. If they're brass ceiling fans, they're all white ceiling fans.
Yep.
You got the cheapest one possible. Now, secondary bedrooms we're not as big a stickler on.
No.
But in the main areas, 100%.
Yes.
Cleanliness. That goes such a long way.
That drives us crazy.
Yes.
Owner clean or tenant clean is not the same thing as rent ready
Professional.
clean.
Yes.
And we get some of our biggest arguments with owners is, well, I cleaned it. I lived in it for 2 years. I cleaned it. When I left, it was perfectly clean. Well,
That's not clean.
that's not true.
Can you eat off the floor?
So we automatically deep clean before we
Yes.
list, no matter what.
We do that before every stage. If we use a professional stager, that's one of their caveats is a deep clean before, because you might think it's clean and then you start moving things around and there's just dust everywhere, and you've got to get that cleaned out before you put in nice staging furniture.
Or as realtors bring their clients in to show properties, you
Yes.
got leaves blow in, you
Yes.
got dust come in.
Yes.
What if a back door stays open
Right.
in between showings?
Yep.
Anything can come in.
Yep.
So it's we tend to if a house has been on the market longer than that we want it to, we'll come back in and do a cleaning if
Yep.
we have to.
Yeah, because it's just collected dust and it just feels stale anyways and needs a good clean. I love the thought of paying attention to the things that matter versus over improving or overdoing the thing. So cleanliness for sure, flooring, lighting, paint for us, for you, redoing
Same things.
Yeah, same things, but also one of the thoughts is just re-grouting and getting like
Oh yeah.
grout like especially in showers.
Around the toilets,
Yes.
the showers, you got the cracks in the shower tiles.
Mm-hmm. Even baseboards start to separate over time.
Baseboards.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that's a
our handyman
huge
does.
improvement.
He's got a grout finger.
They're so good at
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We watched the guys when they replaced our floors, and I was like, you don't have any fancy tools or anything. They're so good at it. You see the average husband's got like 17 tools, a YouTube video,
Yep.
and it's still a mess. And I'm like, just let the handyman do it. They're so much better at this
Yep.
all the time. You don't have to completely renovate.
Remember, it's a rental
It's a rental.
for us.
Yes. For us, it just needs to look well cared for. And it needs
If
to be
you were
staged.
the buyer, would you want to buy this?
Right. But if most times the big, huge renovation that someone does is too personalized to that owner anyways, and it's not going to translate to the new buyer. It's very, like, you might find somebody, but like we said, it's not the big exposure to the full buyer pool that we're thinking of.
We took over one property, and the house was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
in great shape, but you had one bathroom and a girl's bedroom, Pepto-Bismol pink.
Oh, no.
And the first thing we did while they were still moving out, we had our handyman started painting the walls.
Yep.
The mother had a breakdown because that was her.
But it's not your house anymore.
I know.
It's not
but
your house anymore.
She just freaked out. And that's something that nobody wants that, except she wanted it.
Right,
but
right.
The typical tenant
Yes.
it's not going to want that.
No, especially if they have all boys or something like that, or they have no kids and they have guests over.
Pepto-Bismol paint.
That's very pink.
It was bad.
I mean, I once upon a time painted a room orange in a weird timeline of my. I thought it was going to look better than it did, and it was atrocious. I think I painted that room at least 4 times.
Yep.
But I owned the house when I did it, and when I sold it, guess what color it got painted?
When you own it, you can do whatever you want.
It was neutral, but by the time we left, I had to paint it back to neutral. But yeah, so those are definitely the things to really truly focus on when you're prepping to lease or list it out. Don't worry about renovating it. It's not HGTV.
Listen to your professionals. They'll tell you what you need to do.
Yes, and that's part of like our consult. We spend 60 to 90 minutes with the seller going through all of the things that we do for marketing, and then on top of that, we'll go through and say, okay, change this, add this, do that. And sometimes we may or may not work with them, but that's still a service we provide. I probably shouldn't do that, but I can't help myself. Like, it's just fun to start the planning process of what you could do to make it sell faster.
Oh, I create a punch list. Say, this is everything. These are the safety issues. We must do them.
Yep.
These are the recommendations that we think you need to do it, and we'll let them. Yep.
Work through their homework. Got to do your homework.
That's right.